Viewed from space, the Earth functions as a single, immense organ. And to understand how it breathes, we have to look through the atmosphere, down to the continent of South America. Spanning 2.5 million square miles, the Amazon basin forms an unbroken, living surface. It is a massive biological engine built from hundreds of billions of individual trees, woven together by extensive river networks. This canopy functions as a point of exchange, where the biology of the forest interacts directly with the global atmosphere. Because of its sheer scale, the processes occurring within these borders ripple outward, anchoring the stability of weather patterns far beyond the continent. The internal mechanics of the canopy are driven by the oxygen cycle. Millions of individual leaves function as a biological filter, pulling in carbon dioxide and releasing clean oxygen. Scaled across the basin, the Amazon locks 120 billion tons of carbon directly inside its roots and soil. As these trees process air, they also exhale water vapor. A single large tree can release hundreds of gallons of water into the atmosphere every day, literally generating the region's weather systems. This airborne moisture condenses into heavy storm clouds, triggering a perpetual rain cycle that pours right back down to sustain the vast river arteries below. This massive carbon storage and self-watering mechanism prevents the global climate from rapidly overheating and destabilizing. Beneath that sprawling canopy, the climate engine is powered by a much more immediate force: daily survival. The density of life here requires strict biological control. Apex predators, navigating the thick underbrush, regulate prey populations, preventing any single species from over-consuming the flora. That intense competition extends into the waterways. Beneath the murky surface, specialized hunters navigate complex underwater root systems to find food. Surviving here demands extreme biological adaptations. Species constantly contend with lethal venom, toxic defensive chemicals, and sudden, violent flooding. The resulting ecosystem is beautiful, but entirely ruthless. Every species is locked in a fierce, competitive equilibrium that keeps the jungle alive. For millennia, human populations have also navigated this lethal environment. Indigenous tribes have lived within the basin without disrupting its delicate mathematical balance. Rather than clearing the land, many of these communities adapt to it, constructing sophisticated, buoyant settlements directly onto the sprawling river networks. Their methods of hunting, fishing, and harvesting materials are highly precise. They extract only what the forest can naturally regenerate in a single season. These methods demonstrate that human life can act as a functional, complementary piece of the ecosystem, synchronized with the forest's natural rhythms, rather than relying on their destruction. But that equilibrium is breaking. Over the last several decades, industrial expansion has rapidly overridden the natural limits of the forest. Commercial logging and agricultural development are tearing apart the canopy, clearing massive tracts of land at an industrial scale. To clear the remaining debris, artificial fires are ignited. These blazes regularly burn out of control, spreading deep into healthy sections of the jungle. The release of stored carbon correlates directly with this loss of tree cover. As the wood burns, the billions of tons of carbon captured over centuries are pushed back into the atmosphere in a matter of days. We are removing the Earth's primary air filter while simultaneously pumping trapped carbon directly into our own air supply. Reversing this trajectory requires immediate physical intervention to restore the biological machinery. Across the basin, indigenous groups and conservationists are engaged in aggressive reforestation, manually returning millions of native saplings to the scarred earth. It will take decades for these young trees to mature enough to rebuild the canopy and resume capturing carbon at their maximum capacity. But the work has begun. Protecting and rebuilding this ecosystem is our most effective strategy to stabilize the climate, ensuring the planet can draw its next breath.